Race and gender are completely incomparable.
Are they immutable?
Pardon?
Is your sexual expression an immutable characteristic? Part of you.
I'm not understanding your question, but sure. I have no idea.
Can you, so you're born this way. You're born with it. You're born this way. You can't change it, right?
Like I said, there are tales as old as time of people transitioning. I think that is kind of absurd to compare that to race.
I'm just at, why can't you change your race?
Take that up with people who want to change their race. Why don't you?
What if
I'm just asking for consistency. If you're a white person, why can't you identify as being a black person and be able to use the N-word and be able to do all of the things?
Because of the discrimination.
Why can't you? Why can't you participate in activities related to that community, just like men are trying to do with women? Why not?
Probably because
Sounds reasonable.
the past discrimination and like.
I mean, they probably could if they would, to be honest.
It's been a whole thing. I feel like those two things are very incomparable.
Well, that doesn't answer the question. I understand that you don't think that the comparison is good, but you didn't actually answer why a person self-IDs. If I self-ID right now as black, am I?
No, because race and gender are not comparable. Those are two completely different topics.
What about my self-identification?
Yeah, but there's a difference, because I'm sitting here saying that if you are born a man, your chromosomes will never change. If you are born white, your skin color isn't going to change. But that's not to say that if you were to identify as a woman, you're not a woman.
Wait, I'm sorry. Isn't race a social construction just like gender?
No, I'm pretty sure that that's biological.
So you think that there's biological races and it's not a social construction?
I mean, I guess, yeah, you are born.
I mean, that's what the Nazis believe.
Are we talking about ethnicity? Like, yeah, you're born with a certain ethnicity.
I mean, that's what Nazis believe, right? That there's individual races, but my understanding was that from the left view, race is a social construction.
We're all human beings. If we're talking about ethnicity, then like.
No, I'm not talking about ethnicity. I'm talking about race. Race is a social construction, right?
I feel like I don't know enough about this topic for me to state.
Okay. Well, either way,
Michael Jones donated $200. Brian and Andrew, what I have learned over the years is this: do not necessarily attribute to malice that which can be more easily attributed to incompetence. Chair 1 isn't trolling, she's just low IQ.
Thank you, Michael Jones. I do appreciate it. Andrew, go ahead. You were about to.
Yeah, so look, I'm not going to beat you up about it. I'm just showing you that it's inconsistent either way. So if race is a social construction, just like gender, then you should be able to change your race because it's a social construct. However, if it's immutable, just like sex, then there's no reason for us to believe that you can change whatever your expression of the sex is either.
I believe
so either way, it's inconsistent both ways. If I can't change, if you can change gender as a social construct, you could say, wait a second, you can become the thing you're not. I don't know why I can't do that with race. That makes no sense. That literally is inconsistent. It's bizarre, makes no sense. I should be able to do that if it's just a social construct. If it's not, and it's immutable, then you're saying they're not that thing anyway. So it's like both ways it's inconsistent. It's just not a tenable position.
My view is that trans rights are human rights, and you can be whoever the hell you want to be, and you can believe whatever the hell you want to believe.
Then I can be black, right?
I don't. I'm sorry.
You don't know? I thought everybody could be whatever the hell they want to be, but I can't be black?
I feel like those two things are not comparable.
I feel like if there was a way of people being able to change their race this day and age, I'm pretty sure they would be doing it. It would just, it's a thing. Like, people are identifying as toasters these days, do you know what I mean? Like, if you could change your race, I'm sure there would be some people out there that would like to do that,
Scott Bobble donated $200. Didn't she say she dated a man making $500K? Talking about corner woman. Corner right.
Wait, what? What does that have to do with anything?
I think she was saying in high school she dated a guy who was a millionaire or something. I don't know. Something like that.
He had money in his family. They were a $1 million family, multi-million-dollar family.
I mean, that doesn't really translate necessarily to his
His bank account had over $1 million in it.
Hey, you donated $200. Approximately 1% of the population has schizophrenia, and at least half of those have delusions, such paranoid or grandiose. Should we support them in their delusions, because it's how they truly feel?
So you can see on a brain scan, and you can see where those hallucinations are coming from and what parts of the brain they're coming from. If it is a medical thing, then they should get the help that they need.
So what about anorexia?
Sorry, what?
Anorexia is a very common delusion. You can't determine in the brain where it comes from. It's a social disorder, right? But it's clearly classified as a delusion.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but body dysmorphia can be seen in brain scans.
So anyway, I'd like to finish asking the question, then you can answer
dysmorphia are two very, very different things.
Absolutely.
One is incredibly dangerous and can kill you, and the other one is just in your mind.
Both are incredibly dangerous and can kill you. We've already established that because you claim that the unalivement rate of self-unalivement by one is extremely high. So it sounds like that can kill you too. It sounds like it's a really bad social behavior reinforced, just like anorexia.
You know what kills people? Not being accepted. That's what kills people. What kills people is the feeling
Well, yeah, so we should accept anorexics.
Sorry? I'm sorry, I cut you off.
We should accept anorexia.
No, because that's an immediate, that's a completely different thing, you know?
That's a horrific disease.
Eating disorders are gnarly. Like, they are super gnarly. And I think I can speak for majority of women when I say that you've woken up, you've looked in the mirror, and you haven't felt great that day. That's body dysmorphia. Anorexia is something completely different. It is a completely different body.
So you think that unhealthy behavior should be stigmatized? Like anorexia, we should stigmatize it. Like we shouldn't be telling girls they should be anorexic because it leads to bad results for them.
Yeah, no, you shouldn't tell a girl that she should starve herself.
Why am I going to tell girls or men that they should become women if it leads to bad results for them? Like, it seems like we should put a stigma on that too. That just seems to logically track.
I think ultimately you can do what you want.
Period.
Like, if you want to be anorexic, like, do it.
If you must be anorexic and you really want to be anorexic, then you need
Hey, if you want to be anorexic,
help.
be anorexic.
No,
hey.
you need help. But
wanting to change your gender, I wouldn't say is a disease. I wouldn't refer to that as being a disease, something that could potentially kill you. I believe being anorexic is a really
being anorexic
horrific.
Will physically kill you. Being transgender can kill you because of the social repercussions.
If your delusion is so bad that if I don't use the proper pronouns, you may unalive yourself, that sounds like a really bad delusional condition.
It's not the proper
pronouns. Which should be stigmatized, just like anorexia is a condition which can be really bad for the person. I mean, this really seems to track for me just fine.
You keep on going back to like proper pronouns will kill someone. That is not what kills someone.
Yeah, it's the bullying.
It's the death threats. It's the consistently feeling like you are one of one, you are alone, you are not supported by your peers. It is the isolation that kills people.
Read it first.
Okay, wait a second. So I'm really confused by this. So that condition then sounds really dangerous to have, and probably
it's not a condition.
It's really dangerous to have.
It's not a medical condition.
I mean, in someone's opinion, it might be, but
I mean, I guess, yeah.
It's not a medical condition now. I'm super confused at this whole thing. So
when you're talking about
it's a
anorexia,
really bad condition to have, and we should probably
when you're talking about anorexia,
avoid the condition as possible, right?
When talking about anorexia, you're talking about something that is malnutrition. They are like physically starving themselves, but it is their body getting out on them,
Yeah.
Transgender people, it
sounds
is
very dangerous.
Self-inflicted if we're talking about self-delete or whatever the hell I'm supposed to call it.
That it's a mental illness, I'd say anorexic. Yeah, anorexic people there is mental illness there. Is that what you're saying, that transgender people are mentally ill?
Like gender dysphoria is a mental illness?
That's fine to have that as an opinion, but
it's a mental illness, just like anorexia is a mental illness.
For people wanting to
go ahead.
change their gender, that's a mental illness. Okay.
No, I didn't say that. I said that gender dysphoria or dysmorphia, whichever way you want to term it, that is classified in the DSM-5 as a mental illness, just like anorexia is classified as a mental illness that needs to be treated. So the thing is pretty interesting. I'd just like to notate, if you want people to stop being anorexic because it leads to really bad results, reinforcing that delusion, why is it that you wouldn't want, why was it you would want to reinforce the delusion of the other if it leads to really bad results still? It's
Because
just silly to me.
transgender people will also self-delete if they don't get to express themselves authentically.
Yeah, people
I
have,
see.
yeah,
So if
some people
anorexic
feel like they're
people
born
say
in
that
another
they're going-
body, don't
Can
they?
I ask you a question?
Hang on, yeah, right after this. So if anorexic people...
Hey, Blake, you gotta put it on. Go ahead, Andrew.
So if anorexic people say then that they were going to self-delete themselves if you did not allow them to be anorexic, would you then reinforce that society should allow them to be?
I think there's a complete difference between
Can you
anorexia
answer
and
my
being
question?
transgender.
Can
That
you
is
answer my
such a
question?
hot...
Can you answer my question, though? Can you answer the actual question I asked
Sorry,
you? without
repeat your
obfuscating?
question, because to me it's not making sense. Clearly our views
Yeah.
don't align.
So would you then,
but-
so by your logic then, if people had, you said people will unalive themselves if they're not allowed to do the activity, in this case, gender expression, okay? Well, if anorexic people then said that they would unalive themselves if you did not allow them to be anorexic, you then would have to say that we should be reinforcing their anorexia, right?
It's not comparable and you sound ignorant.
Can you answer the question?
It's not comparable and you sound ignorant. That's
Well,
my
why?
answer.
I don't understand. What, I don't understand here.
Anorexia
what's
and
the
being
distinction?
transgender are not comparable.
If people were going to unalive
Like, at all.
if you didn't let them be
ridiculous.
anorexic, would you then tell them that they should be anorexic?
It's not fucking comparable.
Well, one threatens your life and the other doesn't. So I would absolutely.
It sounds like both of them really threaten your life quite a bit.
I think it does the
Otherwise, why are
opposite.
you holding people
Transgender.
emotionally hostage and saying
I know
if you don't
so
do
many
this thing,
transgender
they're gonna
people
unalive
that
themselves.
feel like they're
thriving
born. Absolutely, and now
who
they're
are
so
thriving
happy because
of self-expression.
well, because they,
Being transgender doesn't immediately equal wanting to kill
Michael
yourself.
Jones donated $200.
if anything, it's the opposite.
Anorexia
Yeah.
takes about 10k people a year. Transgenderism is about 1 million attempts a year. That's 100 times more. I would be very concerned about a mental illness that affects over 1 million people.
I'll say this, if you think that a transgender woman is male, so their sex, so a transgender woman, you think that their sex is female, you're literally a science denier.
Well, I never agreed with that. Are you targeting me in that
I'm
statement?
speaking in general.
Okay.
I know some people here's position is transgender women are females. Biology is a hard science. It's not a soft science like psychology, sociology. Hard sciences like biology, there's established fact. It's not up for negotiation, not up for debate. And yeah, it's just kind of crazy.
Well, I had. If you wanted to ask me the question that you wanted to ask him, I
No,
did make
it's
the deal
okay.
that I would answer your question. So.
No, it's okay. Honestly, I feel like our views don't align. And like I said previously, I believe in your right to feel the way that you feel and express yourself authentically. I believe in my right as well. I'm completely cool with you feeling that way. I'm completely cool with me feeling this way. We're not going to come to a meeting ground here, I feel like, It's not productive to just keep on going in circles about the same thing.
Okay. I did have some other questions, Brian, that maybe will be a little lighter, but also maybe hilarious. You guys want to maybe switch topics, make it a little lighter? What do you think?
That would
Let
be
me,
great.
yeah, so we're going to do a couple more things, then we're going to, Blake, do we have the age? Okay, we'll do that in just a moment. I guess, look, where we started here was, the prompt was, a man dating a transgender woman is not straight, to bring it back to dating. So essentially the position is as follows. So if we're looking at the definition of heterosexual sex, so that's sexually or romantically attracted exclusively to people of the other sex, right? So it doesn't say gender, it's literally in the word itself, heterosexuality. Straight is short form slang for heterosexual. So to me, it's kind of like if the word sex is in the actual word heterosexuality, that pertains to your attraction to somebody's sex, not their gender. And so my confusion there is if two males are having sex, regardless of their gender identity, that would definitionally not be straight it would not be heterosexual. It cannot be that. Two males, regardless of their gender identity, regardless of the medical procedures they've had, they have some fake titties, they got a wig, they got long hair, they look like a woman. But if you got two males having sex, that's not heterosexual, and it can never be heterosexual, regardless of the gender identity. I don't know if you want to contend with this or not.
I'm sorry, I zoned out, honestly. I'm so done with this topic.
Well, I think
we're all very
there's a
clear
bit
on
of
what I
cognitive.
believe.
Sure, there's like some cognitive dissonance because you're like, whoa, my position is untenable.
No, it definitely is.
You think your position is tenable? Okay.
Yes, I believe trans rights are human rights.
Yeah, we're not talking about trans rights. And I
just feel like
again,
this is going to keep on going.
Yeah, sure. But so I kind of didn't get any answers to the previous thing, which was if a student in high school doesn't want to use the preferred pronouns of the other person, but they're not bullying them, they're not like, yeah, oh my God, you're so gross. They're not doing any of that. They're just like, I'm not going to call this person a she. They're a male.
I think that's okay.
Do you think that student should face consequences?
They're not being nasty.
Yeah,
then
I'm not asking you. Go ahead.
Yeah, I agree. If they're not, I don't know. I don't know if I agree, honestly. That's a hard one for me because I believe that you should never be malicious towards anyone for any reason. I think that you should allow people to express themselves freely and authentically. I also believe that you should allow people to express themselves freely and authentically, which would go against my point. You know, not everything is as black and white as you're trying to make it out to be.
How am I making it black and white?
You keep on asking very black and white, extreme questions. Like, it's not one
Do
or
you
the
think
other.
biological sex is nuanced?
Biological sex is biological sex. We went over this. Your
so it
chromosomes
is,
are chromosomes.
There's male and female, and there's like rare.
But then there's also like gender expression.
Okay, and?
And
Yeah, but why do I even need to accept this idea that we need to even view it in that realm? Like, why can't I just reject this idea of gender identity or gender expression and say my view is strictly about sex?
you can believe whatever the hell you want to believe.
I don't, but yeah,
Said
but
that.
yeah, I don't, I actually don't believe this. Like, do you think that like the Klan should be able to believe what they want to believe?
Probably, again, if it's malicious and if you are like harming people, then like don't fucking do that.
But I think it's harmful for people to pretend that they are the opposite sex and want me to participate in the delusion. I think that's harmful to me.
I'm sorry that you think that that's harmful to you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry that you think the Klan is harmful. You see how unproductive that actually is?
Again, I feel like my opinions are very like, we all know where I stand. We know who I stand with.
Okay,
Can we go to those other topics
Here,
we were
a
talking
couple
about?
final
Not
things
because I'm
here.
uncomfortable, but because damn, I've said everything I gotta say about this.
So I like a couple final things here.
Oh my lord.
Yeah, I mean, so do you think that a cis man giving oral sex to a transgender woman with a penis, is that heterosexual or homosexual?
Does she identify as a woman?
Yeah, it's a
Does
transgender
he
woman.
accept her as a woman? Like, does he view her as a woman?
Yes.
Sure.
Then sure, that can be heterosexual.
Okay, a cis man having penetrative anal sex with a transgender woman, is that heterosexual or homosexual?
That's pegging, my friend. some kinky.
It's a cis
you
man.
Can be,
Yeah.
yeah,
Would
you
that
could be into
het-
butt stuff and
Yeah,
still,
but would it be heterosexual or homosexual?
Dude, there's so many straight guys who are into
love it up the arse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not the question,
There's a
though.
lot of straight guys
Okay.
who are into having actual men's dicks up their butt, are there?
Here,
Yes.
I'll move
That
on
is
from-
exactly what I
That
just
is
said.
math-
Thank you for the clarification.
I've got a lot of gay friends I know about this.
Those would be called homosexuals if they want to get men's dick in their butt. Those would be homosexuals.
Is
Here.
it being done by a woman? Is there
That wouldn't be a dick, would it?
if the person is
That would be
transgender
stuck in
and
something up
we
their
are
butt, but it
both
would not be a penis, would it? It would be something that's not a penis if it was done by a woman. Unless you're saying that it's done by a woman with a penis, in which case a man, and I would say that's homosexual, right?
So a strap on. What about that?
Well, okay, here, two more on this specific thing. A lesbian cis woman being penetrated by a transgender woman with a penis.
Oh my god, so confusing.
Is that heterosexual or homosexual?
They're two lesbians, yeah?
No, well, hold on. It's a lesbian cis woman, so a female,
Yeah.
who's being penetrated by a transgender woman
Yeah.
with a penis.
Oh.
That's lesbian sex.
So
It's
just
two
to be
women.
clear, lesbian sex can include a biological penis.
If there are two women,
They're two
take
women,
it.
but one of them has a penis.
yeah.
You would say that that's lesbian sex. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Okay. 2 pre-operative transgender women engaging in oral sex or penetrative sex. Is this heterosexual or homosexual?
It's two transgender women, so it's two women.
True pre-operative, so they both have a penis.
Yeah.
2 transgender women engaging in oral sex or penetrative sex. Is that heterosexual or homosexual?
I mean, that's gay.
blowing-
It's
it's
gay.
blowing-
If there's
That
two-
would be-
if there's two
oh, that's
women-
interesting.
No,
Okay.
and by gay I mean lesbian. And by gay I mean lesbian. When I say gay,
So it'd be 2 lesbian penises.
oh yeah.
Wait,
It'd just be
wanna-
gay. It'd be gay in
Sounds like a
general.
great
It'd be gay in
time.
general, wouldn't it? Because it'd be the same.
That's what I
two
said,
dicks or
girl.
2 vaginas. It's
Can I ask
still
you a
the same.
question? Do you know what pansexual is?
Yeah.
So that would be pansexual. Because it's not.
What does
homosexual-
pansexual mean?
Pansexual.
So sorry.
Pansexual is like when you are into trans people.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Sure.
it's when you're into anyone of any kind.
Yeah,
for-
it's
So,
it's so
here.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. What pronouns does a baby have before they can speak?
where they can speak.
Yeah, before like a child can speak, what pronouns do they have?
Whatever they were born with until they can speak otherwise, until they can say, hey, I don't feel this way. I mean, there's a reality TV show about that trans girl who came out at a very, very young age, and she to this day identifies as a woman.
Okay, but
And so
But-
I feel like whenever you can say, I don't feel right in this body, then that should be accepted.
so you wouldn't call your child like they, them until they've made a determination as to their own gender identity?
No, because more oftentimes than not, people do identify with the gender that they are born with. If my child comes to me and says, I feel like I'm transgender, mom, and I want to explore that, then we're going to go explore that. I am, again, all for expression, opinions, personal ideas.
Yeah. I guess final thing on this, because I didn't really get a question earlier. So you're the dictator,
Oh, my Lord.
and you can make a law that
Oh,
would.
my God, I don't want to be the dictator, dog. And
You are,
point
but
or
you don't
case
even have
am
a-
I going to dictate shit?
So would you, if you were the dictator, if you refused to be the dictator, then like should the government pass laws to criminalize people who refuse to use people's preferred pronouns?
I've already said I'm not going to answer this question.
Why
because
not?
I feel like I don't
Because-
conceptualize it fully, and maybe that's like a dumb blonde moment.
I mean, that sounds like a lot of cope for trying to duck the question. I think what essentially is going on
I
here.
feel like it's not up to me to dictate if someone should
Here,
be punished or not.
I'll make it super simple. There's a ballot that goes out in California. Have you voted before?
I voted.
Okay. So you know how there's ballot proposals?
Sure.
Okay. One of the ballot proposals is, should we criminalize to some degree, let's say, I'll start it simple. Should there be a $300 fine if an individual provably misgenders, intentionally misgenders?
Like maliciously trying to harm the other person.
I might be willing to grant that, but let's just keep it at this. They intentionally, they refuse to use the person's preferred pronouns, and you could vote on it. Would you vote yes, this should be criminalized with a fine?
I need to know if it's malicious or not. Like, I need to know if it is out to get that person.
How do you define malicious?
If it is out to hurt that person.
You guys, can you just speak
if
into
it's
the mic?
out to hurt that person. like,
How
if
would you
you're-
establish that?
Again, intent. Are you avoiding their pronouns because it makes you personally uncomfortable, but you're totally cool with their gender expression? Or are you avoiding their pronouns because you don't agree with what they're doing and you think that that person shouldn't have the right to change their gender?
What would actually be wrong with the latter?
I think there's nothing wrong with the latter if you are not malicious, if you are not out to harm that person.
Okay, but when we're talking about malicious here, we need to be precise. So the person, their worldview is as follows. I don't believe that you can become a woman. I don't buy into the ideology.
Okay.
And so for this reason, they would say, I don't think it's malicious because this is what I believe. I believe that this person is a man, even though maybe they look like a woman, they say they're a woman. I believe this person is a man.
I feel like I'm not transgender, so I can't dictate.
But if it was on the ballot, what would you vote for?
I would say exactly what I just said. I would have to discuss with my transgender friends and see what they would like me to advocate.
And so I'm going to grant in this hypothetical, all your transgender friends, or 90% of your transgender friends, are like, this is super objectionable, like the self-harm rate in the transgender community is really high. Maybe this will alleviate this. Yes, we should make this initially a fine.
I honestly still feel like I can't speak to this one.
You know,
you can say that's dodging the question.
Here's what I'm just going to infer then. Your refusal to just outwardly say
don't put words in my
no.
mouth.
Well, I'm going to have to. So your refusal to just say, no, this is actually something that would be reprehensible. Like, we shouldn't police speech in this way. I disagree with people who think like this, but should there be like a criminal fine, criminal penalty? Absolutely not. So your refusal to say no indicates towards yes. So that's all I can really go
I believe in
with.
free speech, and it's a
No, you don't.
It's a
you
damn shame
categorically do not believe in free speech. But go ahead.
Okay.
No, go ahead.
No, it's okay.
Explain your position.
No, sure. I really don't want to keep on going back and forth on this topic just because I feel like I can't specifically speak to this topic
if you
as
believe
well
in
as a transgender person could. I can only advocate for my community as much as I
If you believe in free speech, your answer should be no.
Again, I believe in free speech
No, you don't.
until it's hurting people, until it is actively causing harm.
Okay, so
And then
does
that is
it
a
cause
threat, which in America you're not allowed to threaten people.
Does it cause harm for the scenario that I just painted of the person who doesn't believe in your ideology, who's like, I'm not going to call them names, I'm not going to insult them, but if they want me to call them a she and I think that they're a he, I'm not going to say it. I'm going to refer to them as a he. Does that cause harm, yes or no?
I'm so done with this topic.
I know the cognitive dissonance is difficult to deal with because you've probably never been challenged on your ideology. You have total ideological capture on this.
Okay.
Total 100% ideological capture to the point that you're actually scared of forwarding your true position on this because you know it's like completely contrary. You're refusing to answer it, so it's completely contrary to free speech.
Okay. I'm just going to agree just so that you can stop with this topic. I believe that trans rights are human rights. I believe that you should be able to express yourself however you want to express yourself. And it's a damn shame that we even have to sit here and talk about if it should be illegal or not.
So it should be illegal then to misgender somebody?
It, again, depends on intention, and I feel like that cannot be...
Okay, here, fine, I'll grant it. They're malicious.
They're malicious. Like
it's malicious.
Okay.
They're not calling the person a name. They're not, saying an actual insult. Perhaps you view it as insulting.
I don't know if there should be.
And it's malicious. Yes, malicious misgendering. They're like, this person is transgender, and yes, I'm going to misgender them because of what I believe. And sure, I'll grant it's malicious. Fine.
I don't think that there should be laws against any form of free speech because then that just goes against what this country is kind of like built around in free speech, and that argument can be shown so many different ways and so many different lights. I think that if it's malicious, you're a shitty person. Do I think that you are subject to imprisonment or a fine, like you were saying? I don't know.
Why isn't it just no?
I mean,
What do you mean you don't know? Shouldn't it be no? If I believe in free speech and these American values and blah, blah,
I guess no.
Shouldn't it just be no?
Then I guess no. But
I think you secretly, still think you're like, fuck yes. find them. That's what I think. But hey, whatever. You kind of took you a little while to get to there, so. All right. Thank
I feel
you.
like you just wanted that
Scott
reaction.
Bob
I bet those glasses make you see better.